Okay, we are live. If you guys don't know, I'm just getting into this one. If you guys don't know who this guy is, basically is Mediocre Tutorials, MTR. If you've been living under a rock, we're gonna just play on this one because I've not actually watched it myself. But let's just.
Myth that OF is an easy way to make money still seems to linger today, with reports stating that some female students have admitted that they would turn to OF if money was tight. We've also heard that
money.
it's
I don't know
Someone
why
ever messaged your dad besides Aunt Sarah?
Yeah.
Castillo.
I mean, my dad's had like my own sent to him.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Videos.
Part of the problem is that you got these legit 3, 4s, and 5s thinking that they are 8, 9s, and 10s who will put their areolas out on the internet. But once you do that, ain't no taking it back, baby. Just to gain 10 followers at $5.99 a month, and then they all gonna cancel that very next month. Well, we got one of them ones for you guys here today. Trust me when I say you will enjoy this. All right. Seems like the world is slowly starting to heal because the regret and the sorrow of internet clout has finally caught up to many of these different OF chicks. Title of today's video is this the true cost of Onlyfans? Now, I had to go to a completely different side of the internet for this content, but it's oh so good. Comes from content creator Patience Zena, wonderful young lady who's going to help us peel back this nasty, dirty little onion. And since we do equal accountability over here, we're going to talk about it straight, because selling this kind of access for quick money and attention will always come with a price, and that price will never expire. And the internet does not forget. Even if you try to lie about it, those receipts will live longer than your damn feelings. So let's get ready to lock in and let's get active without further ado.
Hello, my dears. For a long time, OnlyFans was viewed as the women's get-rich-quick scheme. And the myth that OF is an easy way to make money still seems to linger today, with reports stating that some female students have admitted that they would turn to OF if money was tight. We've also heard that it's apparently empowering and it allows women to take control of their sexuality while simultaneously freeing them from the more exploitative sides of the patriarchal sex industry. But now with so many...
Which is so incorrect. It's effectively e-pimping, okay? The creator, by the way, just recently passed away at like 40-something years old. I believe it was due to some form of cancer, but he is the biggest pimp.
I heard about that as well. The creator of OnlyFans passed away. And I remember, I forgot who it was that said, this is his legacy that he's left to the world, is OnlyFans.
Known to mankind, or was rather. But let's keep going.
Young girls joining the platform, we don't really need to speculate about the potential harms or consequences, because now they are taken to the internet to share with us themselves exactly what the costs have been for them for joining this platform.
Oh, great.
Firstly, no, it definitely is not easy money. In fact, the average creator makes less than $200 a month. Now that
guys, when you hear this, here's what I'm gonna continue in a second, but is it not weird, right, that I guess it's not weird. I think sometimes you kind of overlook these things, right? But the fact that you hear that there's a ever growing number of UK women doing these things, but why would we be even surprised when look at the economy right now? Every single person is struggling, right? They say content is king, content is, like the clout or whatever the case may be, and the people that are making money off of this, then it was only inevitable. So for me, sometimes it's like shocking, but I've always kind of said this as well. I've always said that the UK follow American culture, right? So wherever you hear, American, it could be anything. It could be American politics, American entertainment industry, wherever America kind of pivots to, the UK is not far behind. And I've always said from a political standpoint, the UK is like America's BITCH, right? From that point of view, in terms of wherever in America go to, the UK just follows like it's, again, BITCH. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I guess you it's almost like I'm having too much faith in the people rather than the actual systems that govern and contain the people. But it's all pretty much one and the same. Let me just.
That it's become a lot more
Gross.
saturated because more people know about it. There's a lot more competition. Add on top the fact that there are high profile influencers as well as celebrities joining the platform, and it just generally makes it very difficult for your average woman to succeed, especially now that a lot of social media apps have become a lot more strict. So it's made it a lot more difficult for people to promote their profiles. So if you're thinking, damn, money is tight, why don't I just flash for some cash? Honestly, you are much better off finding whatever minimum wage job you can get your hands on, because one, it will pay you more, and two, it will come with less of the consequences.
Yeah,
so let's
that's
actually
a
talk
fact.
about those.
I mean, at number 3, you know, you go get your job at Subway or McDonald's, you can still make your ancestors proud, okay? As opposed to shelling your sphincter up online for a nominal fee. You understand me? Part of the problem is that you got these legit 3, 4s, and 5s thinking that they are 8, 9s, and 10s who will put their areolas out on the internet. But once you do that, ain't no taking it back, baby. Just to gain 10 followers at $5.99 a month, and then they all gonna cancel that very next month.
I just want to say something as well. It's so intriguing to me that if it was MTR, right, mediocre tutorials, that said these things that she's saying, right, which is flash, you know, like you to flash the cash, right, flash for a little bit of cash, basically, right, he probably would kind of get questioned. Some people in certain quarters might, you know, start essentially labeling him. I don't want to say the actual labels, right? But you know what the labels are. Some of them will, you know, begin with M. Some of them begin with yeah. Let me just stop there. But they'll be labeling him, right? But it's interesting when it comes from a woman. It's I don't know. I can't see anyone really. There's not going to be much people attacking. Yes, there will be some attacking her, but they're a bit more it's a bit more understanding when it's coming from somebody that is of your species. Does that make sense? So the fact that she's saying that flashing for, I mean, she's clearly, like, if we're not being silly here, unless she wants to walk that back, she's clearly referring to women, saying, you know, because let's be honest with ourselves, the ones that are mostly the majority that are dominating that platform is women. So she's talking about women. But if it was MTR, the guy, to say stuff she's saying, he most likely would be getting attacked or saying, why are you only focusing on them? There are other, you know, people that are on there as well, males that are doing well. When, come on, man, they're not really making, like, it's not for them. It's really not for them. In fact, the creator that, you know, that created it as well, that's died now, he would probably tell you the truth as well. I created it specifically for, well, it's just an interesting, just an interesting digression I had to make over there.
Shall we? No, I'm not going to bore you with the stuff that we hear all the time, like how it's going to affect your dating life or how it carries a lot of social stigma. I know that you know? I'm much more interested in discussing the sides that are probably less discussed. Like, since we are on the topic of money, I think that someone who is considering doing OF as a way to up their salary or up their income because their job isn't paying them enough should probably reconsider that. Because in some cases, there have been, or many cases rather, a lot of people who have tried to join OF in order to try and increase their monthly earnings have actually been discovered by their employers, and as a result have actually lost their job, which puts them in an even worse financial position than before they started. Another thing to also consider that a lot of people think they can get around is your family finding out about your content. Not only finding out, but in some cases even subscribing. Stepfathers have subscribed, or their dad's friends.
Have you recognized any of the names in here of people that you might know?
My uncle.
Oh yeah,
this chick don't care.
Guys outwardly say we used to go to school together.
Wow.
Or some of dad's friends and stuff like that.
What messaging you?
Yeah. I just tried to keep it very professional.
Right. this is
She's a
Vince,
multimillionaire though.
that's Vince McMahon, by the way. I know.
Weird, isn't it? And I think it is also important to remember that there are all sorts of characters on the internet, and there are some people who are spiteful enough to find out who your family are and actually deliberately send them this type of content. This is something that many creators have discussed happening to them. One creator is Lily Phillips. She's been candid about the fact that her parents, in particular her dad, has been sent content that she's posted on her OF page.
Has someone ever messaged your dad besides Aunt Sarah?
Yes. I mean, my dad's had like my own sent to him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Videos,
Yeah.
papers, news articles,
God damn.
phone calls.
I guess this is where
What does he say? Like, does he message you like, yo?
like I can't
No, it
believe
was more of
I'm
a
in the UK,
a
but
tearful
like, imagine-
phone call. Of,
Oh,
I
no.
don't appreciate seeing that.
Oh
Okay.
no!
I do think that as you
Oh,
become
having a daughter in today's society has to be a lot more fear-inducing than having
it's
a
scary.
young boy. It's the
Scary.
degree of psychopathic that you must have within your body to continue to do an activity where your father is crying on the phone, begging you to stop. Is
Bro,
new levels.
Bro.
By the way, the young lady described that the dad's friends wanting to see the adult daughter's cooch as weird, and then the old people that used to go to school with her as weird. I completely disagree. I think if you make that the standard, I think the normalization should be, yeah, dudes want to see what your insides look like. And it is up to you not to show it unless you are deep within a committed relationship with them. Slights like that it's weird,
You
sort of
never want to-
contributes that
No,
men are
people are
evil, that they're
so-
dogs, that they can't control themselves. But I look at human behavior. If most men want to see young naked women, maybe it's not a weird thing. Maybe it's a normal thing. But it's up to women to provide a barrier to entry in order to be able to
Come on,
see it.
like-
You know, things like
like,
time,
really?
attention, and commitment would make more sense. Let's go.
more and more successful and well known on the
the thing, it
platform, this
never
kind of stuff
makes
is just
sense to
way
make
more
it
likely to
common.
happen
That's when
to
it's
you.
like,
And so I do
okay,
think that if
but
anyone
for some
was
reason
to
they-
try and join the
on,
platform,
like-
they should go in it with the assumption that your family, especially your parents, are going to find out. Speaking of Lily Phillips, Stacey Dooley actually did a documentary on
makes it more
her,
and
and I
more
found it
clear.
really
It
interesting
makes it
because
more
we got to meet her
clear.
parents. Listening to her parents
Okay.
share how
They're
they
like,
feel
everything is
about
about
what she
money. That's
does
the reason why they
was
do what they
actually
do.
quite hard to watch
Everything is
because
about
it was
money.
like
They're like, I'm
listening
gonna
to
just,
an
do it
intervention
and I
for
don't
a
really
drug
have-
addict
Yeah,
as
that's
their
what it
parents
is.
beg them to stop what they're doing
We
while
have been
telling them how it's harming them. Except
pushing
the problem
ourselves.
is the addict is
Oh,
not
our
yet
parents
ready
never
to
find out
sober
about
up.
this.
Within the
Like this
documentary,
generation.
her parents
Or
expressed
my
their
generation. This
desperation for her to
generation,
stop what
oh
she
gosh.
was doing, stating that they would give her anything if it could make her stop doing the extreme stunts that she was doing. Even going as far as to offer to sell their house and give her the money if it's money that is motivating her to stay in this line of work. But all their pleas
Guys, I'm gonna just stop it there. What question I wanted to ask mainly, right, is are you shocked that this is happening in the UK now? Do you, because some people, I've seen videos of people always say that, oh, but people talk about people, those in America, women that are doing this stuff, they're like a specific, I don't know, like they're as if they're not of this world, you know, or it's a specific area, and it's that group, right? And it's that specific small group in America, when you find that it's actually more proliferated than you would think. But the question I guess I have is, would you guys say the UK is the same? Because I remember probably like some years back, I would probably argue and say, no, I don't think UK is. It's different, and America is like a whole different, you know, like planet in some instances. But do you believe that's true? Do you think the UK has caught up? Do you think the UK, if it's not caught up, do you think it will catch up? Sometimes I just like to believe that not everyone in America is like that, but then you see stats of 18 to 25-year-olds and what they're actually doing. Like, I think they say I forgot the amount and the study. You have to pull it up. I ain't got time to pull it up right now. I need to go, but there's a specific number which is a high number. I think it's like over 30, even 35% over that, of women between 18 and 25 that are actually involved in some sort of, I guess they call it sex work, whatever, right? Doing something of that nature. I'm like, what? That's a massive amount. 18 to 25. We're pushing on to, I think it said like 40% or something like that. That's almost half the population of 18 to 25-year-olds that are females that are doing that. That can't be correct. So if we now extrapolate that to the UK, right, it'll be great to see these numbers, because I'm gonna just stop there. What do you think? Do you think the UK is there? Do you think it has the potential to be there? Or do you think that it's already, or do you think that it won't ever get there if it's not there? Because when you watch this type of videos, it's quite worrying. Yeah, it's actually concerning where the world is going. I did want to do a video about AI and the effects of that, because I was watching a FNF video about them, and I really liked that segment when they were talking about AI and the disruption of AI and how it would disrupt relationships. I'm definitely going to do that in another video. Might be the next one, might be a future one, but that one I definitely want to talk about. But yeah, let me know about this one. Do you think it's the same over here in the UK with UK women, or are they different, right? I'm going to sign out on this one, guys. Damn digresses, and catch you on the next one, man. Outie.